are back, Melissa and Tina, and we are sharing the ABCs of Leadership, this book that we're in process of publishing. And we're here today to talk about C. So if you guessed connection, you're absolutely right. And, we just want to share that this book is really designed to be like practical and allow you to reflect and really just to create that awareness, which is where we started. And so when you think about connection, if we are not, we see the breakdown in connection when our relationships aren't really going all that well. And a lot of times we like to use an easy measure on a scale of 1 to 10. Where am I at connecting and in relationship with this person? And, you see it a lot of times in the workplace. I love to quote the Gallup poll that says, we've got 30% out in front, like they've got the vision, they're connected to, the vision and what their leadership is saying. And then you've got another 30 to 20 that are like, nope, not. And then you've got everybody in the middle that's influenceable. So if you're a leader, whether you're a program manager or a manager, that 50% is influenceable. So I would know that and really try to see how you can connect. So Tina, I'm curious, when you think about connection, what comes up for you?
For me, what comes up is connection with ourselves first, right? Like it's really hard for me to be connected to others if I'm not even connected to myself. So, even when we talk about awareness and belief, the A and the B that came before the C, once we have that awareness and that belief in ourselves, we get to connect into that and really get clear. C could have also been clarity and clear because it matters. What do I really want? What are my goals? What are my aspirations? How do I want to show up in the world? And once we're authentic in that connection with ourselves, it's amazing how we can influence that middle part because we become authentic. People begin to trust us. I can connect in because I'm clear in what it is that I'm trying to create. And so when I think about connection, I think about presence. I think about clarity. I think about really stepping into my leadership with authority and really understanding not only myself but other people.
That's so true. This is one that I used to feel was hard because I used to think it was about somebody else really meeting me where I was at. And I like to think of maybe the Grand Canyon or, something of that magnitude. And I'm over there screaming at someone, hey, and they can't hear me. It's like the telephone game and we're breaking down. But if I'm closing that gap and meeting them where they're at, I'm really, really encouraged to connect with them. And what I say now, knowing from a coaching perspective and a leadership perspective, is I just follow the breadcrumbs that they're laying because it doesn't come out of their mouth if it's not in their conscious or subconscious. And so they're saying it or doing it for a reason. And when you follow those crumbs that somebody is laying, you'd find you're going to get to the heart of something. And believe it or not, usually the heart of something is somewhere between 5 and 7 layers deep. So, hey, Tina, why is that? I'm curious, why does that matter to you? And when I'm leaning in like that, there's two things going on. I'm meeting Tina where she's at. And then, I'm asking a non yes or no question. I'm asking a question that we just naturally want to answer questions. So there's a little tip there.
And what comes up for me is that we stop. I see leaders stop. Like I see leaders get frustrated because they can't get to that connection. They can't get to the answer, whatever it looks like. And it's because we stop at that surface level and we don't go deeper. We don't ask that one deeper question. I get that you're saying no, and I'm just curious as to where that's coming from. And then really listening to understand versus listening to respond, but just going deeper until we're crystal clear. We can't create that connection until we're crystal clear. The connection comes after that clarity. It comes after that alignment in what it is that we're really moving forward with. And it, again, personal and professional, it works on both sides.
I love that you went there because, none of us have come from the same background. Even two siblings haven't. And so even when it comes to like the definition of something or the meaning of something, unless you talk it out, you very likely on two different pages.
Yeah, I may have a story that's completely different than yours. And if we're not asking the questions, we don't know that. We're just now going to our separate corners with our own beliefs and our own thought process. And it may or may not be right. And again, when we think about the breakdowns, life is good when life is good. what happens is in those breakdowns, that's where we miss that connection. We miss the understanding of each other. And by going deeper, not only do we start to understand people better, but we create that connection because, oh, now we're aligned. And now from a clear space, from a connected space, we can move forward and actually create the result that we said that we got to create.
Absolutely. So my invitation, if you're listening to this, is really check in with yourself. What is my, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is my connection with myself? What is my connection with the people that I want to relate with? And so you can interchange relationship and connection, and even, you know, the communities that you're trying to influence, whether you're in church or your neighborhood or whatever. It's a really good way to measure and see where you're at, and then be reflective and see what gets to shift. And you probably know this quote. I'm only going to say part of it, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Maya Angelou.
Love her. Love
D
that.
is next. So share below. What do you think D is?
D. All right, here we go. Thank you, everyone. Bye.